Good morning, Sava here from Football Heritage TV. Hope everyone is well. Hope everyone has some nice plans for this weekend. So the Saturday news for Tottenham Hotspur. What's happening? Well, in this daily snippet video, we are going to talk about the following players. Spurs have been heavily linked from a couple of sources today with EZE of Crystal Palace, the attacking midfielder that came into his own the back end of last season and broke into the England squad. We'll talk about him shortly. Also that Spurs are looking, apparently these are just reports, these are just rumours, at a double swoop for Galatasaray pair. Nelson, the centre-back, and a player we've been linked with for many windows, Zaniolo. We will come to those two in a minute. And then also some news that Fabrizio Romano broke yesterday, which will make people a lot more comfortable and a lot happier. So let's start with EZE. EZE is a player that I think a lot of football fans, a lot of the purest football fans have really enjoyed watching EZE play football. Yes, we live in a stat-driven, data-driven world now. But if you watch EZE play football, I think he's a street footballer that people love to enjoy watching. He gets the ball, he's positive, he wants to drive forward, he wants to create forward passes, linking up with the forwards, and he has an eye for goal. Now, the back end of last season, he was absolutely instrumental in that rapid rise from the relegation zone to mid-table for Crystal Palace under Roy Hodgson. And in that period, he scored 10 goals and got 4 assists last season. The majority of those coming in the last 15 games of the campaign. An exciting attacking midfielder. Now, the reports are saying that that EZE, who has recently broken into the national squad with Gareth Southgate, who has started to get some minutes in the England team, the reports are saying that Postecoglou, who favours an attacking style and brand of football, is looking for reinforcements in the attacking areas. Now, we've already seen James Maddison come in this week, which is fantastic news. But apparently, Postecoglou doesn't want to stop there and he wants to add reinforcements to that. Now that makes sense because I think the Spurs definitely need attacking midfield reinforcements. For years we had Eriksson, who was one. Then we had no one. Wouldn't it be nice to have a selection? Now, I don't know the costs. I don't know what Palace are going to charge for this. There is no fee being bandied about at the moment. Just that Spurs will inquire to Palace and possibly some players going the other way. So watch this space. I'm a huge fan of EZE. I'm a huge fan of EZE as well. I think when they were bought from their respective clubs, I think they were just two very exciting footballers that get you off your seat. There's a reason you pay to watch football. It's players like that. Now, if you buy a player like EZE, does that mean he has to start 38 league games? Of course it doesn't. It's going to be about squad rotation. So for me, do I think this deal will happen? No, because I think that Crystal Palace will probably price us out of a move unless we can have some sort of player exchange going the other way. But for me, I would love this to happen. Do I believe the reports? Hey, if I believed every report, Spurs would be signing 50 players this window. But big fan of EZE, would love to see him in a Spurs shirt, and he definitely would entertain the White Hart Lane faithful. So we move forward and we look at the double swoop. Some of the papers are reporting a double swoop for Zaniolo, who's only just gone to Galatasaray from Roma, and Nelson. Now, obviously, Zaniolo, an attacking midfielder. He can play behind the front man. He can play from the flanks. Now, if we talk about him before Nelson, Zaniolo we've been interested in multiple windows. And the one aspect that always comes up when discussing Zaniolo, it's never his ability. I think we all agree that he's a wonderful footballer, has fantastic ability. It's his injury record. Now, after doing some research over the last couple of days, Zaniolo, the most games he's played in the last 5 seasons is 28 league games. Last season he managed 23, which was 13 for Roma, 10 for Galatasaray. He got 5 goals in 10 games for Galatasaray. All in all, 23 games. Now, this is the sort of player for me. If we're going to get Zaniolo on a free, I would take it and I would definitely have him as part of my squad. I think when you have to start adding a huge chunk of your transfer budget, that's when I think you start looking and going, hang on, is the juice worth the squeeze? But a very talented footballer who the year before won the Conference League with Roma, playing in 28 of their 38 league games, which isn't a bad return. So, would you take Zaniolo? I know lots of people, every time this comes up, there seems to be a real divide, as there are with most football subjects, of no and yes. For me, I'm on the fence. If he joined, I'm cool with it. If he doesn't, I'm also cool with it. So I don't have a strong direction in which I lean with this particular football opinion. But a very talented footballer, blighted by injuries. The last player is Nelson. Now, a centre-half that apparently has been on Spurs' books for a while now. Now, I've not seen great deals of Nelson. What I have seen is he's got a wonderful pass on him. He's another one of those centre-halves, very comfortable on the ball, likes to bring it out, has got a wonderful different array of passing, spraying it from right all the way to the left channel and from the left all the way to the right channel. Speaking to people who watch that league a little bit more, tell me that he's a bit erratic, almost a bit Romano-like in terms of diving in. Now, can you play both? Could you, assuming that any centre-back that comes in is going to be playing with Christian Romero, can you partner him with Romero? I'm not sure. I'd need to do a little bit more research on this guy. I don't know enough about him, but he is highly rated. People have been talking about him for a while, and I'm sure he'll get a move somewhere in the next year to 18 months. So watch this space on Nelson. But the important news, and I know that everyone in every video that I do, and that Henry does, that Sean does, that all the Spurs YouTubers do, everyone keeps saying at the moment, forget this, forget attacking midfielders, forget strikers, we need centre-backs. Yes, we do. We do need centre-backs. I think we all acknowledge that we need centre-backs. And last night, Fabrizio Romano did put out a tweet saying the next signing for Spurs will categorically be a centre-back. He said it will be a centre-back. Happy face. We need this to be true. It's been talked about for days and days now. It's been tap sober. The agreement is in place with personal terms. Van der Ven, the agreement is in place with personal terms. Tosin Adarabioyo is on the list. But now we've got to go and make some of these signings happen. We've got to go and buy centre-backs. Don't get me wrong, even after we get centre-backs, we still need more attacking players. We've got to have a squad, but centre-halves are absolutely essential to what Tottenham want to do moving forward. So, it's going to be a very interesting next 8-9 weeks of the window, whatever is left. Spurs are probably going to be linked with another 1,000 players between now and then. It's never dull, it's never boring, but I agree with all the Spurs fans, and I agree with the majority. Centre-backs are most definitely needed. I'm about to jump on a plane in the next few hours. I'll see you on the flip side. Tomorrow I will be back at 10 a.m. for a Sunday morning rant with Sava. Join me then. It will be just me going through your questions, talking about what's happened in the last 10 days. Join me then live. Thank you to all my legacy subscribers. Thank you to all my new subscribers. Please like this video on the way out. It really does help. And please keep smashing the subscribe button. From me and from Palma de Mallorca, see you later. Goodbye. And come on, you Spurs.